Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Sir Stephen Top of the Hat, the third, at your service. Now we're going to talk about this topic a little bit more seriously than the others, but it is based on a true story, may I add, and we're going to make you self-aware of facts, the truth, and the logic behind this. A lot of you may want the straight answer straight away. I'm going to give you this as a puzzle this morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I hope you got your cup of coffee at the helm or a cup of tea in the afternoon, whatever. Right? We're going to establish the facts first because we want you to understand it's coming clear to you. Your head's probably working up some answers in your head and understand this little equation, right? There's always an answer for everything, but you have to realistically look at my letter that I was given, right? That screwed, that could screwed up you, it could screwed up anybody, right? But it also screwed up the North Norfolk Railway as well. So you have to think of the North Western Railway Company is not under my control at the moment. You've got to realise that the North Norfolk Railway screwed up because they didn't let the thing unfold correctly. Right? Let me give you a little hint on this. Right? You have a letter. It could go to anyone, Tom, Dick, or Harry on this one, and I'm not being blunt. Right? I want to be honest with you. This is a true story. Why things got corrected the right way, not the wrong way. It's not like the Great Western Way and the No Way business. This is more realistic. Well, it's also connected to Duck's story, myself, and Thomas the Tank Engine. Obviously, it's the key elements, right? You have to work out why the management was misled, which is number one, but you have to listen to this as a fact, right? You've got a letter given to you by the Norfolk Railway. Doesn't matter if it's Tom, Dick, or Harry or whatever, right? We've got to look at it realistically, right? There is some part of the puzzle that is in there, right? But you have to work out from the right from the wrongs here, right? How can you accuse someone of saying that he is? Let me say myself as because I'm the basically I'm the prime target. Right? I get hurt, I get upset, and then everything goes totally wrong for all of you. Right? You have to realise it was 2016. Everybody was like getting on with their jobs, and their jobs started to change. Then people start to move about left, right, and centre. They don't know where they're going, and then things started to unfold the way they shouldn't done. Right? Right? There's a thing about this where you have to look at it logically. Right? Now, if I tell you this letter, you're gonna work out a mystery for me. A little simple mystery, right? They swept it under the carpet, but you need to know why they lying to everybody and not get the truth and be honest with themselves. Because they're being guilty, right? There are four suspects, excluding myself, out. Why? I worked out the truth. You don't like the truth. But what happened if I told you that the management are hiding the biggest secret of their lives? They're basically lying to themselves and lying to you. Right? I am not. Right? Let me give you an example, right? Say for instance you were one of the suspects that or they let's just say they go to you and say you did these things and you don't and you haven't, right? Ask this very simplified question. This is a puzzle that will put them in a very difficult spot and they will end up feeling uncomfortable. Right? My mother and I were discussing about this morning. Dr. Hat and myself, we all discussed about this in a way you understand. Why? Right? You have to be realistic, not just the normal facts, the truth, and the logic behind it all. Right? You have to establish why would they sweep that under the carpet and not told the truth. Guilty conscience is one thing, but I wasn't guilty. You can't blame somebody that didn't do these things on a platform. Right, let me give you an example, right? You've got this letter in front of your face and you're reading it yourself, right? Certain things don't add up. Right, it tells you let's just say they were telling you or telling me or telling anyone they were physically abusive, verbally abusive. Then they tell you they took away your license, they told them or your employment or anything like that, and they acknowledge that you can't come back to the premises. Right? That's nearly four things on the list. So what's they trying to do? I tell you now, if I read that letter again today, which I have done, 99.9% is a complete lie. Why? Why? I'm going to give you a puzzle that will fit that bill that will give you the evidence. Okay, say for instance you watched Thomas and Friends on the TV show and you worked out the mystery and you worked out a little bit of this and a little bit of that and you worked it out in your head. Why did the fat controller did not do nothing wrong? Right? You need to think of this logically. If I wasn't doing anything wrong, where was I? You can't say, oh, he did this and he did that, bang, 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 he's out of the building. No. Right? You have three people. You have Thomas the Tank, the Fat Controller, and you also have Duck. Three people. Right? Thomas the Tank didn't do nothing wrong, did he? That's my brother, sir. I've never done nothing wrong. I'm innocent. So what happened? If he's innocent, and I'm a fat controller third gen going around to sort this problem out, where would Duck be? Innocent. Why? Because he never did anything wrong. So you screwed up somewhere. So you got three pieces of puzzle and a letter. Makes four. What would you believe if I told you I was never swearing, cursing, and anything like that against my employees or volunteers? Why? I'll make it quite clear and crystal for you. Right, you have four suspects. Four, right? You have Devious Diesel, his wife, Sydney, and Daisy. All four of them are all suspects, right? You can't include me because I'm innocent. You can't include Duck because he's innocent. You can't include Thomas because he's innocent. Why do you think Thomas the Tank was happy at the end when he was happy that Duck returned home to Timber Sheds? Work it out. It's no lie. There's no deceits. There's no nothing. What was covered under the carpet? A lie. A lie that you fucked up on. So work it out. You worked out that I'm innocent. You worked out the letter was a lie to a point, and then you basically screwed up everything that was meant to unfold correctly. People are starting to think, right? They don't give a damn about it right now because the truth is setting you free. Work it out. Wake up and smell that bloody damn coffee. Right? You've got four suspects, but you have three innocent people. The engine, Thomas the Tank, Duck, and the Fat Controller. Why are they innocent? You can't blame me, third gen Stephen Topham Hatt the third. Why? Ask yourself. This is for cops as well. Ask yourself a question here. There is a fact in all of this that adds up correctly right in your face and it's staring. Okay, let me put you in another way of thinking of this, right? You want the truth, right? How could I bloody swear in front of 1,000 people. Can't do it. It's not in my nature, right? You saying I'm physically, verbally abusive? N-O. Why? Because I was solving this problem. You had 3 innocent people, basically, near enough, and you're ending up with one big fuck up. Excuse my French, but this is truth. Why am I angry with a lot of you? Not a community, not nobody in a community, because they know I'm innocent. Think about it. What do they know that you don't know? It's the real suspect behind it all. So who's the real suspect behind it all? Who gave you the abuse? Who gave you all this mouth off? Not me, because I'm innocent. Because I wasn't always on the platform all the time. You can't blame me. Why? My mother knows this answer as well. So do I, so does Duck. Why? The management are hiding the biggest secret from you. The suspect behind it all. The real one. Not the bloody, not me, not Duck, and nor Thomas the Tank. Think about it. Think about it logically. It's all true and it's all logic. Think about it. You're left with a puzzle that you can't get yourself out of, right? You've got this true story coming through, ding, 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 bang, what's under? Right? You're ending up with basically with this puzzle piece, right? You're ending up saying I'm guilty, right? You can't blame me for that, right? The problem is, Hugh Harkett, for such city, wanted everything that he see, everything he saw, everything he witnessed, he believed, right? He thought it was true, he thought it was this. Do you know what? How could I swear and curse at everybody else in front of 1,000 people? Can't do it. It's not in my nature, nor is it against the law. Think about it. The cops got this letter, my mother got this letter, and so did I. All 3 of us. Then Duck had a look at that and he said that's false. My mother said it was false. That's true. Then you got me saying it's false. Why? You're asking yourself the question, aren't you? Why was Thomas ending up happy when Duck returned home? Think about it. There is something in that puzzle you're not seeing, right? You're saying that the Norfolk Railway got skeletons in their closet? Well, they have. Think about it. They got something to hide. So the management tells a lie to all the other porters and guards and everybody else to keep me out. Why? Because they rather believe that lie than the truth that's coming out free. Why? Think about it. Think about it logically. Did I swear and curse in front of 1,000 people? No, I did not. Innocent. So you can't blame me, and you can't blame Duck, and you can't blame Thomas. Why? You have 3 people. Don't you a Hat backed it up. Why? So what happened when the truth comes out and everybody's happy dovey? Why? You know it's true. You know I haven't got a bull. I have got the balls to be strict and stern. Don't get me wrong, but I would never curse or swear in front of 1,000 people, and plus the employees. I haven't got the balls to do it because I'm too really useful. So work it out. What happens to the management that goes bloody hell Mary when they found out there's 4 suspects? They can't blame my family, they can't blame me, they can't blame Duck, and they can't blame Thomas. So work it out. You've got a fat controller that's investigating this, myself, and I'm investigating my own the crime that they think I committed is actually a false information on me. So work it out. The cops got that information. My mother got that information. Duck got that information. So did I. But what did I tell you? The truth will set you free. But you gotta be realistic that the management are hiding 4 suspects. So you got Hugh Harkett, Andrew Mudden, Joe Mudden, and then you're basically ending up with Daisy on top. But work it out. Why? Why? Why did everybody know I'm innocent, but I know who the suspect is? Done my homework, done my research, done all the body language, done every tactic. Why? I never hurt anyone on a platform. You can't blame me. So why? Every porter and guard that was working at the time in 2019 ending up finding out who it was. Why? They left the building and be done. Right? When the problems start to build up, as they do, and fill a bucket of water or whatever you want to call it, and they got a lot of holes. Right? What do you end up with? I'm not gone fishing on this job, but think about the way I'm saying it. You're filling it up, and the problem got worse and worse and worse, and you blame me. Why? The person that never done anything wrong on that platform ending up being the target. An easy prey target. Right, the cops should have known this from day one when they took on the responsibility of this job. Right, when they took on a job, or they took on that case, or that ability, they should have looked at that letter and realised that's false. How can he do 1,000 people and tell them to whatever mouth that comes out of your mouth, verbally or physically? What does that mean? You can't blame me because I'm not that bloody person. Think about it. Be realistic. Just because you think you know it all, I said, why did Thomas the Tank end up being happy when the duck returned home? Think about it. There is some logic to this, and you're not even understanding where I'm coming from. If Duck and the Fact Controller 3rd Gen and Thomas the Tank were innocent, where is the other 4 suspects then? Think about it. They're guilty, the bloody sods. All 4 of them. Why? One out of all 4 of them believed that as the true thing. Why? Believed it. Why? They all are. They basically put themselves in the foot. They got themselves in a sticky situation they cannot get out of. What happens? Think about it logically. You know there's 4 suspects. You can't include me, Duck, or Thomas. None of those. Why? 2 innocent. Not guilty. Right? You need to wake up now. Snap out of this little charade that you got in your head thinking that, oh, you can't be on air because the management said. Why? I say, don't listen to them because you're living a lie. Right? You're ending up with a big problem on your shoulders right now, and you're making it very worse off as it looks. Alexa, turn on living room. Anyway, what I'm stating to you logically is why is there 4 suspects, not 1? You're talking about 4, but there's not me, Duck, or Thomas the Tank. Work it out. You see, I know the answer, but you just haven't worked it out yet. You had a letter of false information to a point, right? They accused me of being physically verbally abusive, which is a lie. They lied on that to cover somebody else's ass, backside, if you will. Right? I know who the suspect is. I would never be abusive against any employee or volunteer on that railway. And that is the truth. Right? Eventually, it will bloody pass the buck and everybody will work it out themselves as well. They will click. They will wake up. And they will realise what they were doing wrong is wrong. Right? They may be doing their job correctly to a point, but the management aren't. Why? Because they sweep it under the carpet and they don't want to let people know about it. Why? Because they're guilty. 4 suspects. Keep that in mind. 4 suspects, but it's none of us. You know, me, Thomas, or Duck. So it's none of us. So don't blame us. So work backwards. Like you were watching Thomas take over and over again and started to realise why is Duck coming home? Why is Thomas involved? Why is the Fat Controller innocent? Well, you can't. The Fat Controller, me, 3rd Gen, has to sort the problem out from a different angle. So work it out. What happened? I done correctly, which the Norfolk Railway can't get their heads around. It's false information. So when the false information comes to you, how could you really notify that you got false information on the 1,000 people and they say the Fat Controller did it, the Fat Controller did it, the Fat Controller, 3rd Gen Fat Controller did this and all of that? That's bullshit and that's BS and it's a lie. I proved it. How? Because I couldn't said it because I wasn't always on the platform all the time. So they can't physically say, oh, like, he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. No, because the people that got hurt will say, no, he didn't do it. It was somebody else. Someone who's more guilty than anybody. It wasn't me, it wasn't Duck, and it wasn't the Thomas Tank. All 3 of us were all innocent. Why? You see, when things come to you, even good stuff, you can't even work out that 3 of us are all innocent, but there's a secret behind us all. Why? If you saw Thomas all happy and jubbly to see Duck's return the first time round, work it out. If he's innocent, so is the fat man, the 3rd Gen. Why? You got a little piece of puzzle in the middle, haven't you? You basically got the letter, a falsified letter, that I just cracked for you and said, okay, if you have watched Thomas take in the entire in your life, right, and didn't realise the real life event was occurring in that series, what will happen is, right, 1,000 people got cursed, sworn, and been touched physically, right, in in the old normal way, right? There are 4 suspects, but it's not me or Duck or Thomas the Tank. Work it out. There's 3 people that are innocent, and then you got all those 4 suspects. Think about it. It's targeting one team, isn't it? It's not me, and you can't say it's Thomas, and you can't say it's Duck. We're all innocent. Our hands are clean. We don't shove it up our asses and tell you like all of all of this is all truth that's coming out of our gobs. We say we are innocent. Those 4 suspects are liars. Pants are fires. Why? What happened is you let it go on for 6 years and you didn't even know. You had time to figure it out yourself. So work it out. You're gonna let the management walk over you? Don't, because the management will end up killing you off. One by one, one by one. Why? Because the truth is getting round. And then the truth will set you free. Work it out. They swept it under the carpet. There's 4 suspects. You got Who Harkett Angry Mudden, his wife, and you got Daisy on top. 4 suspects. Why? You got to narrow it down and realise this is a crime. This is a. This is not right. You got to realise I'm innocent. So is Thomas. So is Duck. You got to work out why are we all innocent. You got to work out what is the catch with that story. Regardless, I told Duck's story separately. What made the little piece in the middle fit in correctly? Think about it. They sweep it under the carpet. They don't give a damn, and they ending up getting wrong. Why? They think they got it all the way round there. 4 suspects. Think about it. The management will not allow me back on there because they're carrying a lie. The lie they want to carry for the rest of their lives. Right? There will be people that will be employed and they will end up finding out the whole clue and the answer will be right in front of their faces. Why? The Fat Controller, 3rd Gen, is innocent, Thomas the Tank is innocent, and Duck's innocent. You've got 3 people, so keep adding it up. You, the management, have done something wrong they don't want to admit. They are lying through their teeth, telling you they done it, they done it. Why? Are they going to beat 3 people up just to get round with 4 people? I said one of those 4 people, not us, because we were innocent. We are innocent party. Why? Because the 4th one is actually one of their team members. Work it out. You've got Daisy and Andrew Mudden, Joe Mudden, and Hugh Harkett, all suspects. Why? They're not gonna cry wolf now. They're gonna bloody say, "What? He's figured it out." Correct. I'm not a BSer. I'm not a bullshitter. I'm straight to the point. And you don't like it, do you? When the truth comes out, the truth sets everybody free. And realise, sweep it under the carpet. It's a good title for a true story, isn't it? When you know it's a true story, ding, 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 you're wondering that little last piece. Everybody wanted to know why Thomas was happy, why he stuck coming home, and why the Fat Controller was dead serious with 3 big engines. Why was he actually, was I directly down the point and saying, you have done nothing wrong, no, I stuck. Right? I told Diesel to go home and be off. Why? Because I don't want him on my railway. Why? But there was another problem on top of that. You got Joe Mudden on top, and you got Daisy. All primary target suspects, plus Hugh Harkett, who believed that lie. Why? He rather believed the lie than the actual honest truth that's coming out. He didn't realise what? This guy didn't actually swear, curse, or touch anyone, not even 1,000 people. He hasn't got that ability because I'm special needs, you bloody morons. Right? Specially gifted, yes. Specially talented, yes. But I would never harm a fly on that platform. Doesn't matter if it's Sheringham, Weybourne, Holt, Norwich, or anywhere. Why? Because they swept it under the carpet for that obvious reason to say, look, let's take these 4 suspects, Hugh Harkett, Joe Mudden, Andrew Mudden, then you've got Daisy on top. 4 suspects! And the cops can't even realise there were 4 suspects in play. You can keep me, Thomas, and Duck out. Why? What's the end of the story of the the actual storyline? When Duck returns home and the 3 big engines apologise and Thomas was happy. Why? Work it out. There's a fact in there, and while the rest of them put in the last piece in, bing, bing. So what happened? They bloody lied to you. The management lied to you. All 4 suspects, all targeted. Why? Because only one of them were bloody abusive. The other 2 were basically like pawns in the game. And Hugh Harkett was just a prime manager at the time, and saying, "Oh, he did this," or "Well, I believe that." Bang, tick the box. But he didn't. Why? Because he became unwell by the time that Daisy became sexist. When Daisy becomes sexist, what do you think of? Yeah, exactly. No, it's why I told you that Daisy's got an adult story in it. That's why I won't allow it as a whole. Why do you think I already know what was unfolding before you even know what the game up? The game's up. The Norfolk Railway. You gotta come clean. If you don't come clean, three of us will. Unfortunately, the Steam team knows everything that you've done. They're not happy with you lot. They know who the suspect is, and so do I. So back off and listen to the truth, because the truth will set you free. Like always, you're not going to achieve anything in life by living a lie. If you don't realise, did Duck return home with a happy face? Because he was innocent, and so was I, and so was Thomas. Why? Because they were all innocent. Thomas couldn't do nothing because he was on the other runs. So you can't blame him and you can't blame me because I was investigating. Think about it. So when the cops got false information, what happened? Trying to use me as like a bloody target practice? Thank you very much. You were wrong. Why? Because the cops had false information on me. So work it out. It didn't add up. It didn't correctly add up either. Why? Two halves become whole. Why? Because it makes sense in the end. Why? Realistically, you got to wake up and smell that bloody coffee. I tell you, the cops wouldn't even realise there's four suspects: who are Kit, Daisy, and then you've got Stevens Diesel and his wife. That's two more. So work it out. There were four suspects, and there's not, and Thomas and myself and Duck are innocent. Work it out. I'm giving you all the answers you need. All you need to do now is wake up and smell that damn coffee. Because the truth just set you free. You rather believe that truth rather than the lie that was given to you on a silver platter. The lie, the letter. Basically telling me that I was physically and verbally abusive. How could I be if I wasn't always there at the station? You can't blame someone like that. People would not say I'm physically, verbally abusive because I was only being honest to a very high degree. I wasn't. If I was very bad or very, I would be honest with you. But I did not do nothing wrong. So realistically, you had all of those four, and they were all suspects. Who was number five on the list? And it's not Thomas, it's not Fat Controller, and it's not Duck. That's three of us. We are all innocent. So work out the other. The only other person that would ever stab me in the back, like in the highest rank like that, which was why I said, don't go near the diesel team. Why? Because they lie. And now I'm giving you the truth. How did Duck, how did Duck, Thomas, and myself are innocent? Because we never done it. Like Duck knew that was a lie. My mother knew it was a lie, so did I. Work it out. You can't do the same trick twice. Doesn't work. I would never hurt any of my employees or volunteers at the time. They know I'm innocent. So work it out. You have four suspects, but none of us. Why? There's a lot about this story that you can't work out at the moment, so you need to understand why. They swept it under the carpet and made it believe it was true when it wasn't. Thank you very much.